One cold wintry day, a man made an appointment with a pastor at a church. And he went to his study and he sat down, and the pastor asked how he could help. And he actually introduced himself to the pastor, and he said, "At one time I was a member here, and I wonder if my name is still on the church roll." And the pastor said, "Well, let me check our records." And so he did, and he said, "I do find your name on the church roll, and it's listed as inactive. Matter of fact, it shows that it's been that way for 10 years. And the man hung his head and he said, "Oh, for more than 10 years. And then the man said this. He said, "I suppose you saw the story about the liquor store that was robbed just a few nights ago." And he said they caught who did it, and it was 3 boys. And he said, "My son was one of those boys." And the man began to choke up as he is telling this story to the pastor. And he said, "Pastor, I am so ashamed, because for more than 10 years I have let my son see that God doesn't really mean that much to me. I've let my son see that church doesn't mean that much to me. I have let my son see that it's okay to work 7 days a week. I've let my son see that it's okay to take a drink of liquor. I have let my son see that money and my job have been the most valuable things to me." And with tears in his eyes, he began to pour out that story to the pastor. And he said, "I have let my son see that life is about me, and life is about being self-serving and self-centered." And he said, "No wonder that my son has now done what he has done. You see, Pastor, my son really isn't a bad boy. It's just that he's had a bad father." Oh my. Do you have any real regrets? Do you have the feeling of the fact that you've wasted 10 years? Do you have the feeling that you've wasted maybe more than that? Do you have the feeling that you've put your focus and you put your passion maybe where they shouldn't be? That you haven't put your focus and your passion on God and on Jesus Christ and on His church and on His Word. Giving instruction to your family, giving instruction to your children, and just living out day by day, moment by moment, decision after decision, things that would honor God. Well, let me tell you something. Don't be remorseful over that time wasted, that time spent. Begin now, right now, today. Turn to the Lord. Turn back to the Lord. And let God help you build and rebuild what you need to in your life and in your family and in your relationships and in your church, and especially with the Lord Jesus Christ. turn back to Him and let Him pick up the broken pieces of your life. He specializes in that. And by the way, He loves you. And your name is still on the roll of His heart.